Myrtle Beach. And anyway, at North Myrtle Beach, I went to my regular honey holes. I didn't get any comic books at Stevens, but let's see what I did get at Stevens, because I got some pretty interesting things. Now, I have my old list of Sega Genesis games. I'm not sure if it's still correct. I don't know if I got rid of any of the sports games because I knew I was never going to play them. But I've never had Lion King. And I thought, yeah, for $7, I finally got a new Sega Genesis game for my Sega Genesis. My list consists of 118 things. I won't say games because there's at least a few of them that are like the Sega Genesis, the adapter, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like stuff that it belongs to the Sega Genesis stuff. I need to get my Sega Genesis out of that building. There's at least 2 or 3 crates full of them, and go through and see what I still got and put them on the shelf. All right, so we got The Lion King. I have never played this. I was not a big fan of The Lion King. The reason I didn't like The Lion King is because everybody worshipped it. It was like, oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Yeah, no, come on, seriously, people. It wasn't as good as Aladdin. That's all I could say. All right. And then the rest of this was like $25 each. I don't know what this is, but I was like, for $10, I got to know. So I thought he had 2 left hands, but he's got his hands on backwards, which tells me that this is a figure you can pop apart. It says Stevens Price, X Changers, MX Space Robots, Colonel Stan. So he tried to sell it, and I guess he gave up. So this was like the eBay information, and that's, I guess it didn't come with that. I have something like that, so I've been wondering what that. I thought it went with a He-Man type figure. Mine does not look like that. It looks like a very flat-headed thing. But yeah, I was like, this looks pretty darn cool, and it looks like it would definitely go with He-Man. I got this little bag for $4 and it's got Leonardo with his sword. It's the cute little versions of I think it's the Turtles and the Half Shells, what they are. They're like Imaginext. And then this bootleg version of Leonardo. I was like, sure, why not? And then I got Captain Power. I don't think I've ever had. If I did, I don't remember having this figure in quite a long time. See, up in Wilmington at the Independence Mall, there used to be this 99-cent store in there. And one time they had actually almost all the Captain Power figures except for Captain Power, which was kind of weird. I had that weird looking thing with a beak, and it was a robot with wings, like a pterodactyl kind of thing. The dude with the bluish silver armor on. But I was like, I don't know if I ever had Captain Power, but man, if I did or didn't, it doesn't matter. For $4, I ain't leaving it there. So I got it for $8. Oh, this was a pretty cool little bootleg of Power Rangers. Now, I don't know what this is originally from. If this is originally a Super Sentai figure, but it's freaking die-cast metal. The legs are die-cast metal. I think the chest is plastic, but those legs are, it's so weird that the legs are metal and it's full of screws. And I'm looking for a year on it somewhere, but you know, in Japan back then, they didn't put years on stuff. They were still doing the Emperor thing, like in the year of this Emperor. So this was $4. It's got a lightning bolt here, so it's kind of Power Ranger looking, but I don't know if this is actually like pre-Power Rangers Sentai series. I don't remember that particular one, but then again, they weren't perfect. Now these, I was like, oh my gosh, I used to kind of want these when I'd see them at yard sale, but they were bendy figures, and after the whole Evel Knievel thing, my Evel Knievel became a paraplegic because, not because he missed jumping over the Grand Canyon, but I played with him so much, his legs would no longer hold the pose and arms wouldn't. But those wires inside, they don't stay forever. So ever since then, I've been afraid of bendy figures. But this one is called, it says Ronin. I'm like, okay. I remember they had aliens with these. They had 4 arms, and it's by Arco Toys, 1982. I vaguely thought these were 1970s, but that could be because I saw them at the flea market in the 80s. And then I got something that's completely not even that interesting. I found it my phone, and it was only $20 flat. My phone this phone right here does not want to charge, and I'd stick the thing in thinking it was charging. It would be like go off charge. So I was like, hey, this might be the solution I need. I didn't know if it worked, and he put it down with the silicone touching the bit. It was charging through the silicone. How does that work? Everything I learned about electricity gone out the window. All right, so I got These are at Super Deals in North Myrtle Beach. Now, they are moving farther down closer to South Myrtle Beach, right past Tanger Outlets, Walmart, the mall. So I don't exactly know where, but whenever they move, I need to find out. I really love going there. Now, they are $1.99 for their comic books, but I get 10% off because if you buy $100 worth of stuff, you get a little stamp on your back of your receipt. So the next time you go, you get another 10% off, and I just keep it going like that. So I go once a month. She was like, "Do you own a comic book shop?" I was like, "No, no, I'm just a fanatic. I love comics and I like to read them." She's like, "Oh, because you're in here every month." I'm like, "Yep, once a month." So I finally got the Ultimate Fantastic Four #2. I got number 1 and 3 and 4. So good. This one I've never. It looked kind of fun. I mean, it says Marvel Remix. I don't know what this means. Fireworks, part 2 of 3. It's got Crystal and it's got Torch. So I'm very. I don't know what's going on. It's almost like they're forcing them together or they're pulling them apart. I can't tell. He's grabbing her on the. I don't know. I mean, it's like this is definitely the Inhumans. This is definitely the Fantastic Four. I don't know, but it made me want to read it. Oh, the very last issue, at least I think so, of this. Yep, last issue landmark, the first case of the Justice Society. I love All-Star Squadron. This was my jam when I was a kid. I loved... See, in the back of DC Comics, we got to keep up with the Justice Society characters in different issues. Now, they had number 2. Oh, crap, I did buy number 2. Never mind. So they had number 1 and 2, and I didn't see the other 2. I was originally going to buy just number 1 and say, forget it, I want to read it, and then go back. But you know what? There's so many comics there, I would never find it again. So what hand, I guess, grab numbers 1 and 2. And if I hate it, I hate it. But number 1 of the Steel Town Rockers, I've never heard. I don't have a clue what this is about. It just seems so out of place for a Marvel Comics. 1980? Are you serious? Or is that 1990? No, for $1 it can't be 1980. So it must be 1990. I've never heard of this. Has anybody ever heard of the Steel Town Rockers? Speak now. All right, here's number 2. It's a 6-issue series, so I only got these 2. Are they superheroes? Is it kind of like the Runaways or the New Mutants when they ran away? Or is it just something completely unrelated? I don't know. Here's the weird thing. I must have had this at one time because I have that card. This was that year whenever they did their annuals, and every annual came with a card. Well, I got the card, so I was like, hey, why not get the comic book and read it? I'm not a big Namor fan, but, I mean, it's the annual, so, you know, it's worth it. They only had one Warlord comic that I found, but, of course, I didn't get through every box. I went through, like, 3 boxes and called it a day. Wait a minute, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4.5 boxes and said, I'm done. I counted out to see if I had $100 worth of comics, and I'm like, I'm done. Here's the thing, you got to go above. It was $110, but they went the 10% off. It made me like just a penny short or something. She's like, fine, we'll count it. So it was like $99.80 or something like that. She was like, we'll count it. It's fine. I was like, all right. Because I'm like, do I need to go back and get another comic? Yeah, this is a bub cover right here. But that's probably the reason I ever really wanted to read Warlord. It's like he's half naked. She's pretty much naked. Not my thing, but, you know, whatever. Starman, you know, I had a few of these back in the day, and I never got around to reading them. And now it's like, I bet they're good, because it's from 1990. This is about the time whenever I had to become more picky about things. You know what's weird is, I didn't know Action Comics did this, but they have, like, a bunch of stories. It's a 48 special. This would have been like an annual size or something, like a yearbook size. But they did this every week. This is pretty cool. It's almost like they went back to the original, like weren't the original books like 64 pages, so it's pretty darn close. We got Green Lantern, Dead Man, Superman, Black Hawk, Wild Dog. And see, Superman's not on the cover, which is so weird. I mean, Action Comics has always been synonymous with Superman. This one cracked me up. I was like, I know I have never seen this. I don't have this one. I didn't even have to look it up. I knew I didn't have this one. I have my thing with me. I look these comic books up when I'm going. I'm like, that's his underwear. The death of mix. You know that guy. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I like that. Here's the comic that started the whole thing with the blue Superman, I think. So when I saw this, like, oh, I think this is the beginning of the blue Superman arc. So I was like, I don't have this. And I've been wanting this because I want to find out what the heck, how did he become Superman blue? Yep, see, he was Superman and now he's going to be. So this is a must read. I must read this right away. And even though it's got plastic paper. Ugh. But look right there. He's in his regular power. Or his regular suit. I was reading the thing trying to say it. Man, my voice is really gone. Hold on, let me see if I can get a cough drop. Here, coffee, cough drops. There we go. I gotta get another bag of cough drops soon. Yeah, I got really dehydrated today, I could tell. The weather was absolutely perfect outside. It was beautiful. Perfect. I thought it was gonna be raining today. I was gonna oh no, because I really want to go down and get my comic books. Oh, and they're out in the car. I'm not gonna mess with them. After I get my comic books from so I'll do it another day. I scan them right there in the middle of the mall, like, and just put them in the back because I want to go here, and I don't want to get the same thing twice because God knows I've done that several times. So this has got to go on my read it right away. So I'm going to stick it over here. This one is definitely part of a series that I need. And look at that cover, just makes you want to read it. Conduit, is he a good guy or a bad guy? Because I swear he's supposed to be a bad guy, but Conduit seems to be a good guy. New Warriors, it has Punisher in it. I don't have this issue, which is funny. Now, I know I was buying this thinking, eventually I'm going to end up buying all the issues in one lot off of eBay for a good price. Oh, I found both of the two. I have numbers 1 and 2 of this series, if it's the right one, because when I'm in this store, I don't have a way of getting connected to Wi-Fi. But as far as I can tell, this is number 3, and I have number 4 in here too. So I have number 3 and 4 of this series, and it's actually pretty good. I read number 1. I think I did a review on that. I have number 2, so let me put it over here. I want to show it with the other one. I debated about this because I liked the Lobo back in the day, but now I feel like maybe I'm like not supposed to be reading the Lobo. I think it's a little too more than I remember. Like I remember in a good way, but then I'm like going, now I'm like, maybe I don't know. Guys, let me know if Lobo is something I should be reading. This one looked like something off of TV, like Hercules or something. I've never heard of Edge of Chaos origin issue. So I was like, yeah, $2, sure. I like to try new things. Ghost Rider Spirits of Vengeance, number 2. Bang, you're dead. Ultra Force. I don't know why I bought Ultra Force, because, I kind of want to read them, but at the same time, I don't know. It says Jones Perez, but Jones is the writer, Perez is the artist. Is that George Perez? That's maybe the reason I was like, George Perez. Let's see if it's George Perez. I do like George Perez's art. I don't think so. G. Perez, penciler. It is very detailed. One of the things you can say about George Perez's art is it's extremely detailed and everything's very shiny. Like he's got everything that's gold looks like gold. Not 100% convinced this is George Perez, though. I'll find out whenever I scan it for the CLZ app. What time is it? You may know what time it is. Oh, crikeys. I can't look at the time on my phone while I'm using it. This one seemed a little interesting. Mystery in Space. I only have the older DC Mystery in Space. The art looks pretty good. It's Shane Davis's art. According to that, I could be wrong. There's like 4 names there. Usually it's writer, penciler, inker. They do 4 names. Wait, then what would be the 4th one? I can't remember now. I don't remember. It looks pretty interesting, though. Sugar and Spike. Silver Age Classics. I was like, woohoo! I don't think I've ever read any Sugar and Spike, but hey. It's funny. So, it's a reprint of the 19, what am I saying? Of the number 99 Sugar and Spike. Can't believe they went that many issues back in the day. Exiles with a very, very ticked off looking, not Ultron, what is his name? Vision. King Hyperion, 1 of 3. And then Maverick. Okay, so I've been going back and getting old action figures. And Maverick was, he had at least 2 or 3 repaints of the same figure. I'm like, who in the heck is Maverick? He wasn't in the cartoon as far as I can remember. But he was pretty popular back then, I guess. He looks like he has no nose. It must be Liefeld's art. Is it Liefeld? Because, nope, it doesn't say Liefeld. There's another story in the background called Easy Targets. Yeah, I don't know anything about Maverick, but I got, I think, 2 issues today from Maverick. I think I got 8 over at Player's Choice and then number 9 from here. All right, so let me just put that over here. Punisher, number 65. I think this is volume 2. I can't believe I like Punisher. I used to talk about how much I hated Punisher. Punisher, number 23. Oh, this is actually Punisher War Journal. I do have another Punisher in here somewhere. Mr. Miracle. Oh man, I just realized that they're really small. They're in a tuna can, or a sardines can. M versus Jubilee. Round 1. Fight. Generation X. So yeah, I need to get on the ball and start reading those. I used to keep waiting until I got numbers 2, 3, 4, but forget it. Just read them. Annie Kami Girls. It's getting to good weather to read now. Annie Kami Girls. I have never heard of... I don't want to say I never heard of it, because I swear I've seen like mini statues of these at some store, and I thought, those are interesting. And I think they were, like this one was, and even that was her stand, I think. The Women of DCU reimagined. So it's like anime versions of them, it looks like. Well, of her, but it says girls, plural, so I'm guessing there's more inside. I feel like I have seen this before, but I've never read any of them. None of them were on my list. I need a few more JLA, and here is one of them. White Rage, part 3 of 3. What were they getting into, like, woke crap back then? All right. Oh, I was so excited when I saw Dreadstar. It always takes me back to when I was a kid, and I was in that room in there reading my Dreadstar and a few other comic books that I found. So, when my grandma used to live here, at night, they would be watching TV, and we would just read comic books, my cousin Marty and I. We stayed in that room in there. That's amore. Okay, I have not been buying any Robin because, good gosh, there's like 100 and some Robin comics, and I'm like, I really don't know if I want to get on board with this, but all right, I evidently have some, so I'm like, I'll grab them as I see them. So, number 109, nothing special. JL Classified. Wonder Woman's losing her top. How is she still? Does she glue that onto her boobs? I mean, how in the world does that stay up as it is? First off, there's nothing holding it up. Secondly, it's being shredded in the back, so all that elastic going around the side like a tube top, gone. All right, here's number 3, and here's number 4 of Battlestar. Told you I had the other number, so I got all of them now. All right, Alpha Flight. There's quite a few at this area that I don't have. I got like numbers 1 through 60 pretty solid, but then during this period, it's like there's a huge gap there. X-Mutants. I hear a lot of people talk about X-Mutants, so yeah, I'll try it out. I've yet to read it. What's his name? Metarog likes Deathlock, so eventually I'll read them. And I'm probably going to hate this one for some reason. It just feels like it. Pulp Heroes? I don't know. Something about this makes me rubs my fur the wrong way, but it is Blue Superman. It is Smurf Superman. Boris the Bear, I'm a little bit afraid that it's going to be something that's like Howard the Duck. I want the Gundam issue because I like Gundam, but I have a bad feeling about Boris the Bear. I feel like it's got the kind of humor that I don't like. This is extremely interesting. The artist of this looks a lot like the artist for Impulse. Like, that looks just like Impulse. So, don't know, but it definitely takes its cues from that. I definitely remember Gen 13. I had this 12-inch action figure They didn't make any of the other ones as far as I know for some weird reason. Anyway. And I finally got number 1, so I got all 4 issues of this series. And of course, I grew up reading Gru. Love me some Gru. I took a gamble with this. I've read a few of the Doom Patrol from this series. It's okay. It's good. I don't know how invested I want to be in it. And here's another old one that's an oldie but goodie. Ex-Bucky versus ex-Captain America. Interesting. So this was Bucky during that time? I did not know that. I thought it was some schmeghead. Oh, and the reason I got that Robin comic was this one. I was like, oh, I hate Clarion so much. So if you're out there watching, what is it? Gray Man. Gray Man likes Clarion. I absolutely want to smack. If Clarion was a real person and I was a superhero, he'd be the first person I want to kick his butt because I can't stand him. Every time I watch him on anything or read about him, he just rubs me the wrong way. I just do not like that guy. And if Robin gets to kick his butt, oh, I want to see it. I want to see it. Since it's his own comic, since it's Robin's comic, I think he's going to win. That one just looks like a pretty cool cover. And here's number 81. I got more fake comics. For a comic that I didn't know existed a few years ago, it's kind of funny. This is during that period whenever DC was trying to be all bad to the bone, making Wonder Woman in a biker outfit. They just completely are trying to reinvent everything. And this is our Dr. Fate from that period. And it's just hilarious. It's just weird. I did read number 1. I'm so glad I got number 2. Let me put number 2 over here. So I want to read that one soon. And then I got number 16. And I thought I had all of these. I know that I got rid of a lot of them because I was like, I'm never going to read this series. This was just too weird for me. But, meh, que será, será. I was surprised I don't have any Starbuck issues from Battlestar Galactica. This is number 3, so I can hold off until I can find number 1. Oh, and look at this. Gladiator versus the Supreme Pizza Guy. Goliaths collide as a planet hangs in a balance. This thing's a thickie right there. Maximum Press and Marvel Comics. It's a crossover between two things. I guess it's a trade paperback, or not a trade paperback. What is it called? Oh gosh, what am I trying to say? It's Volume 1, Number 1, 1997. It's not a trade paperback. It's like a one and done graphic novel. My gosh, why can't I think of that? So does it continue in a series? It looks like it kind of ends. Because it's like, I suppose time will tell. So it doesn't say, oh, it says end. It doesn't say continue to next issue, or like the Green Lantern one I have, or there's always a second and third issue. This is a one and done. Cool. Awesome. And then we have, oh, here's the other Punisher. Punisher number 58. Anyway, so which is your favorite comic out of all of these? The one I'm going to read right away is this one. And then probably this one. I want to make sure I read number 2 before I proceed to read 3 and 4 of this. Oh, where's the Clarion one? Because I want to see Clarion get his butt kicked. There it is. All right, so that's another one I want to read. So I want to see Clarion get his whoop butt. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else on here. This is Dread Star number 20. I got several issues to still read. All right, Maverick. I do want to find out what the heck's so special about Maverick. I mean, he seems to be one of these forgotten heroes that he was hot for like a minute and then he was dropped. This looks funny, so I definitely look it over my to read new file. New pile. All right, Still Town Rockers #1. Oh, here. And no, I'm going to save, of course. I'm going to go in order the best I can for like All-Star Squadron. I am interested in finding out about that one. All right. So here's the order of things I want to read right away from these. I got it out of order. Where did it go? Here it is. Okay. Some of these don't come in the thingamabob. So this one first. Sure, this one will be next. It's kind of, well, don't want to really be too Superman. No, I'll save it for another day. Maverick. Fate. Still Town Rockers. Oh, okay. So Clarion before. See Clarion get his butt kicked. This Fantastic Four really does interest me. Fate, and then we'll end off with the Superman funny. All right, guys, go read a comic and tell me how you liked it. All right, let me know if you've read any of these, and don't spoil it, but tell me how good it was for you. All right, have a great day. Thanks for those who came in and popped in and said, hey. Yes, I know I'm being hopeful, but hey, we can all have our hopes.